Welcome to Website Royalty Town Hall number 18. We welcome you. Hello, everyone. And today we're talking about how to turn your website from a static brochure into a working asset that brings you leads, relationships, and most importantly, revenue. I am Kim White, and I'm joined by the amazing findability queen herself, Denise Millay. Thanks for doing the show with me, Denise.
Thanks for having me here with you. I love it. So, just so everybody knows, you do not need to be a tech expert for this. We're going to share several easy buttons and how to's, like how to come up with content ideas quickly, how to turn one live stream like this into blogs and emails, how simple things like countdown timers and community events get people to actually show up and take action. And then we'll take a deeper dive into building your email list strategically so every list has a clear purpose. And we'll be using Kajabi as our example because it puts your website, blog, email, and offers all in one place.
And if you decide you want to try Kajabi with our support, you can use our affiliate partner link to get a whole year of Website Royalty, which is our private hands-on group to help you get started and keep you growing your business. Sometimes we get started and then we get stuck. So we are here to help you stay unstuck. So go to mysexybusiness.com or use the QR code at the top of the screen. And Denise, let's be honest. Most people have a website that's basically a pretty business card. And in 2026, that's not enough. We believe your website should be a relationship engine purring all the time. It attracts the right people. It answers their first questions. It gives them an easy way to raise their hand and stay in touch. And it keeps nurturing them automatically with content and emails.
And right now, I know a lot of you have a site on one platform, an email list somewhere else, a course over here, a calendar over there. And that's why things feel stressful and kind of scattered. Kajabi's approach is one home for all of that. So your website, your blog, your email, your products, your community, your events, your podcast, it's all under one roof.
And I love that part. So as we walk through these strategies, just know you can pull out the duct tape and duct tape this together in multiple tools. But if you want the simple version, the easy button, as we like to call it around here, it's why we recommend Kajabi. And you can start that through our affiliate partner link at mysexybusiness.com. You're going to hear that throughout the show. I'm just going to tell you because we're excited to share with you what works.
Right. So, what do you say we get started, Kim, with content? Because without content, your website can't build relationships. And two things that make your content easier is if you treat your blog like it would be a searchable, frequently asked questions by your people, then you have all these great topics.
So I love FAQs. Let me just say that. But I also want to say this is what came up in Website Royalty this week. This is what we're covering is because if they're asking those questions, we think some of you have those questions is why we want to share them. So just to get us started and clear on that part. And if you already have any kind of content or even just questions that people ask you, make a list of the questions you get over and over. That's a sexy way to get your FAQs done is those questions. Use those questions. Where do I start? How much does it cost? How long will it take? Is this for someone like me? Each one of those becomes a blog post title or at least a section of a post so you can explain.
Right. And then the goal is like when someone types in that question into a search engine or into your site's search bar, which you have on Kajabi, your content is the answer. So on Kajabi, your blog lives right inside your main site. So any post you create automatically lives on your site. And then the second thing on our list, Kim, is we use Kajabi Co-Founder, which is an amazing business assistant to help us generate things and topics and ideas. So we generate topics instead of just guessing.
The guessing, we take the guessing out.
We don't like guessing.
Kajabi is an AI assistant. It's an AI partner inside of I said it backwards. Co-founder is an AI partner inside Kajabi. I think I said that backwards, sorry.
Okay.
It's built into the platform, and you can literally go into Kajabi and say, and I'm gonna give you a prompt to use in Co-founder. If you start with Kajabi, here's a prompt. I help, and you give it the answer of your audience. I help entrepreneurs, me, myself. So go from stressed and overwhelmed, the pain part, fill in what you solved the problem of, to the result is they own their business and it doesn't own them. That would be what I would type in. And then I will ask for give me 10 blog topics that would help a total beginner. And then co-founder spits out magically it will suggest specific post ideas, which are usually brilliant, group them into themes or series, and they'll help you avoid staring at a blank page. I don't know if any of you all have ever had writer's block, but I'm not a writer, so it really does help me. And you keep control. You pick the topics that feel true to you and your people, and you're not starting from zero. I love that we get a head start by using Co-founder.
Absolutely. So, all of you out there, whether you're live with us or you're on the replay, type in the chat any question that your people always ask about
Mhm.
what you do, or add it later in the comments if you're watching the replay. So, Kim, I want to just take take a second and talk about how to get more out of something that you're already doing instead of
Mhm.
creating completely new content for everything that you do, and like to recycle your best stuff, right? So here's an example of what we're doing here is you host a live stream like this town hall. You keep simple notes, like we have notes about what we're going to talk about, what the points are, what are the highlights we want to discuss for people, and then you have key questions that people have asked
Mhm.
after they've seen a replay or in comments or in emails we get. And then any stories that we told about things, which we often do when we veer off on tangents, right?
That's what
And
we're known for.
right. So that's like a simple workflow that you have from this one piece of content to create more in one place.
And I have to say again, in Kajabi, you open Co-founder and you say something like, and this is another prompt, these are my show notes from a 20-minute live stream about, and of course, ours is about Kajabi. Turn this into a clear blog post with headings, a short intro, and call to action to join my email list. And then magically again, a co-founder turns around and gives you back a draft blog post, headings for each main idea, and a conclusion that points people to your list or your offer. And it really does feel like magic because you're not having to use all your bandwidth, to create that.
Right. And so now that one live stream becomes a replay, obviously, a blog post on your Kajabi site, a few emails, a handful of social posts, all from one thing. And instead of needing 10 ideas a week, you need one good idea with a system to stretch it.
Let's be stretchy.
Excuse me. If you like the sound of that one hub, many outputs kind of approach, then that's why we suggest you try Kajabi through our affiliate link at mysexybusiness.com, or use the QR code up in the upper left-hand corner.
We also want to share about the countdown timers and community events to get people to act. Sometimes people are interested in something, but they don't really have the motivation to go ahead and push the button. Content is nice, but without urgency and connection, people just bookmark you and never come back. Let's be honest, they never come back.
Where they don't even bookmark you. They just skip you, which we
That's right.
know that too, right? So 2 simple tools that change that are countdown timers as the first. And a countdown timer is just a visible deadline. So it takes your date and time that something's going to happen and it just counts down to it. It's a visual clock that makes people realize there's urgency.
Mhm. That actually changes their behavior. So
Mm,
use timers for live workshops or town halls like this. When you open enrollment for a program and you want everybody to get in it, put that urgency on there. When you offer a limited time bonus. So if you have something that's going to expire, it's great to use a countdown for that. And even just founding member pricing, you know, if you want to become a founding member, this is how long, and when the countdown ends, you then go into, whatever. I don't know what people are called after founding members, but whatever that is.
so the price goes up basically, and that's a common thing when you start something new is you offer the first however many people a great entry level price so that you are getting feedback from them to refine your product, which is awesome. But you can't have it like that forever, so you still have to do business, right? So on a Kajabi page, you can drop a countdown section. We call the parts of a web page sections that you add, and you connect it to a real deadline, which is in a Kajabi event. And the real key is that a real deadline and gives you a real benefit.
A real deadline plus a real benefit. Boom.
So here's an example: enroll by Sunday and join a live kickoff call with a timer counting down to Sunday. So people need a reason to move today and to today instead of someday.
Because y'all know someday doesn't come. I'll just say that. The second simple piece is community events. That is for connection. So if you have or you want a community, host regular events so that they can come. We just did our vision board party yesterday. It's a regular event we host inside of our community. I think it's a great example of this. Host Q&As, office hours, hot seats, co-working sessions. Do things that make other people want to come and belong in your community.
Right. And then you put them on a simple landing page with what it is, who it's for, the date and time, and then an easy RSVP registration form. And you spread that out to your socials and your emails and all those things. You link to it.
Well, Kajabi lets you host your paid products and your community and your events in the same ecosystem. So people sign up on your site, they get reminder emails with Kajabi, they join your event and become warmer leads or better supported customers.
Right.
Let you love on them. That's what I'm going to say.
Yes, you are all about loving on them. I know. So if you've been feeling like my people are scattered everywhere, you got on this platform and this platform, and this kind of setup can simplify things. And you can try this through our affiliate link at mysexybusiness.com or through the QR code up in the upper left-hand corner.
Okay, Denise, as promised, let's do a deeper dive into strategic email list building. So tonight we are talking email lists and why. Let me just say that. So here's the thing that I know. I know that this is where a lot of people either get overwhelmed or completely wing it. I have done both, I will be honest, until I figured some things out that made it so much simpler, easier for me, and also easier for those that are following. So we're going to keep it simple and strategic by focusing on these three things. That is connection, who is on each list and why, sequences, what happens after they join, and the why behind each list, because the purpose of that group matters. You don't want to recruit people to come onto a list that they're not interested in.
Right. And okay, so let's talk about the first one, which is connection, right? So lists built around promises instead of like one giant list of everybody, as you say. So you think of buckets based on the promise you made when they signed up. So here's an example: people who grabbed your getting started guide. Then there's people who registered for a specific workshop or a challenge, people who said yes to your weekly newsletter, or people who actually bought something, they all came to you with a different idea in mind. And they're not all just a group to be pushed through. Shoot. And in Kajabi, you handle this with different forums, opt-in boxes, different places or landing pages. You tag them at where they came from, and you create segments within your list of contacts so that you can speak to that segment of people specifically about things. And then there's simple automation rules. Like if they fill out this form, you add them to the sequence of emails that automatically gets triggered, right? So for each bucket, Kim, the concept of bucket, we can see it in our heads, right? This is where people started, but it's also a little bit deeper than that. So the key question for each bucket, there's like 3 of them that you should ask, right? Is what did I promise them when they join this list? And this tells you how to treat them.
And we do have questions coming up, Denise. I just want to say that out loud.
For the buckets, right?
Yeah. You are right. It's just not there yet. So the second one I want to talk about before we get into the other questions is sequences. Give every bucket a simple journey. So tell it what to do, basically. Every main way people enter your world should have a basic email sequence behind it. So you don't need 50 emails. Start with 3 or 4. An example is a lead magnet list or a freebie list, something you've given away. They download your free guide or they sign up for a checklist, whatever it is you're giving away. Email 1 should send out immediately and deliver the thing, whatever it is you promised, and set the expectations. Email 2, help them get a small win from using it. Encourage them to use that to get a win. Email 3, share a story of someone like them who used that approach. And email 4, invite them to a live event, town hall, workshop, whatever it is you have going on. And email 5 is make a clear offer for the next step with you, how they can work with you next.
I love that. So another example might be for your newsletter list, right? They sign up for weekly tips. So the first thing that you're going to send them is, hey, welcome. This is, why I do this, what they can expect to get from your weekly tips, right? And then you might send them an email a few days later or a week later, and it's your story and who you help, why you began this weekly tips or this newsletter. And then you can give them a practical tip in the third email or a framework they can use today to apply what they're seeing from you.
To get a win.
Gives them a win, right?
Yeah.
Gives them an easy button. So the main ways to work with you is then the next thing you might say, after you've done all that introduction and you've talked with them back and forth, per se, in a few emails, then you can offer them something. You can put a link to a recent article or a video. And in Kajabi, this is so easy to just set up all these emails to trigger automatically. And then every person who joins that list walks the same path automatically and has the same experience.
And hopefully it's a great one because you do a good job. Let's just say that out loud. You can have co-founder draft these for you by saying, and here's another co-founder prompt. I'm so big on co-founder prompts right now, y'all. Sorry. But write a 5 email welcome sequence for people who downloaded and you name what it is, whatever your freebie was. And I help, again, you put your audience in there, get to and a result. What is it that you help them with by them getting that freebie? And with an invite to offer the next step, the next thing. Then you edit the details and stories so it sounds like you. So it doesn't mean you just take co-founder as is. It does a lot of things that you can take as is, but you want to make sure it's got your voice and your things in it. But it is brilliant at helping you not get stuck.
Right. Okay, so now we're on to our last part about email list building is the why behind each list, right? And this is where the 3 questions were, Kim, that I messed up before because my memory is shot. It's late in the day. Anyway, Here's the test we like to use for each list or segment of your list, and you should be able to answer 3 questions about the list. Number 1 is, why does this list exist?
Mhm.
This list is for people who want to start a side business with my 5-day challenge. You should be able to clearly state why they exist.
And second question is, what transformation am I trying to help them make while they're on this list? Is it to help them believe it's possible? Is it to see their first steps? And is it to help them feel less alone? I think all of those are come from my list and answers.
And then the third question is, what is the next logical invitation? So, offer my beginner program or my membership. And I think it's important to see that that second question in there, that transformation, we're not just about offer, 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 offer. Like you have to, or we have to develop a connection with people by speaking to what their problems are. And that doesn't come from just throwing offers at them all the time.
No, it's not a sexy way to do things, like, I will say that, because you never know what somebody needs or when they need it. You have to let them be able to tell you that. That's my, like,
Right,
my,
right.
um, what is it? Opinion? That's my opinion.
Opinion.
I'll get it right.
In your humble opinion.
In my humble opinion, in my very humble
I
opinion.
am Joe. If you can't answer those questions, then either combine the list that you're thinking about with
Mhm.
another one, or don't build it yet because it's not going to serve you as well. So, as we were saying, you need all the transformation in there for the relationship building. And then fewer, clearer lists will serve you better than having 20 chopped up segments that you have to pay attention to. So, the beauty, see, I did it again. Beauty does not want to come out today. The beauty of doing this inside Kajabi is the form sits on your Kajabi landing page. Then you tag the people when they sign up and they get put into a segment of people or a list, sub list. And that's applied automatically. And then the sequence of emails get triggered that you've set up based on the tag you applied. And co-founder can help you write the content for that list. So it's just beautiful.
It is lovely. So instead of you chasing your tech is quietly running your relationship engine purring in the background. Again, if you want that kind of simplicity, you can start playing with it using our Kajabi link at mysexybusiness.com. I feel like we should interject really quickly all the things just to blow your mind, all the things that come with Kajabi.
Mhm.
Because when we say all in one, we really mean it. It really is
Yes.
an all in one platform. And Denise, I know that, we always want to give everybody what's coming up in next week. We want to make sure we are here every Thursday. And next week, we are going to be actually talking about idea to first sale. A lot of people have ideas. They want to start a business, but they're not sure if they're capable. And we want to talk about the very simple path to do that, a realistic timeline, because there are some people that fast track, and I get it, but there's also people like us who have real lives and we have other things going on. It's not just that. So we want to talk about a realistic timeline for everybody and then common mistakes.
Yeah, yeah. Don't we make those all the time? So, so
Yes, we do.
let's finish up this week with, we covered how to use your audience's questions and co-founder to come up with blog topics, how to turn one live stream show notes into a blog post with Kajabi co-founder, how to use countdown timers and community events to help people actually show up and take action, and how to think about your email lists as intentional journeys instead of just random blasts.
I love that. So
Mm.
your website can be more than a brochure that we talked about at the beginning. It can be a real asset that attracts the right people, builds trust automatically, and leads them into the offers that change their lives. I want to say this too, that if you're in business, you are a life changer if you're offering a solution, because at the end of the day, that's what businesses do. We offer a solution to someone. So I think that's a very sexy thing, is if you are making money from your business, you are solving problems.
Right. So you've got two choices from here. You can keep trying to wire this all together with multiple things on your own, or two, you should try an all-in-one platform like Kajabi that's built for exactly this.
Exactly this.
Exactly.
If you want to go with option 2, you can start a trial using our affiliate link. And remember, when you use that link, you get access to the same tools we've been talking about, and you support the work we do here at Website Realty, because we really understand the struggle of tech. And like, someday we'll tell you about what happened today. It was a very messy day, but I will tell you, having support makes all the difference for someone. So I think that that's an important thing. And we can support you in your dreams. If you have, if you are already on another platform, I'll get this right. If you're already on another platform, you don't have to move everything overnight. You can start by creating one opt-in, one simple email sequence, one monthly event, even while you're still testing to see if you like Kajabi. We are convinced you'll like it. And so we're just going to say that.
Do we want to talk about the current offer, Kim?
I think we should, Denise, because Kajabi has very generously given us the ability to offer 3 months of Kajabi for $99, which is unheard of. I'm going to say that it's not $99 a month, it's $99 total. And you get the tool that we were talking about, Co-Founder, the AI tool inside of Kajabi. You get Website Royalty, which is the support we give in our private community, in our private groups, that you can ask questions. We help you if you can't be there, but you have questions. We actually send out videos if you need them. Whatever you need, we try to help support your efforts towards building a business, because that's why we do what we do in Website Royalty, is to help businesses.
Right.
People like you.
And just so you don't feel like everything's got to happen overnight because you just have this small investment, we provide a year's worth of support for Website Royalty, which is the greatest bonus I know that's out there, added onto your offer. And that gives you somebody to meet every week to tackle the things that you want to tackle and try out, while you can still have your other things running. So the commitment level the bar is low, and you can just come in and try it out and see how it works for you. So
I love it.
I love it. So if you're live here with us, tell us in the chat or in the comments, what's the one place you're going to focus on first? A new opt-in, a new sequence, you're going to repurpose your next live stream into a blog, or starting a simple monthly community event. Be sure to drop what you're focusing on if you are watching the replay as well in the comments.
Yeah, we try really hard to keep up, and just be patient with this sometimes. I'll just say that. But thank you for joining Website Royalty Town Hall tonight. This was number 18, and we can't wait to see you, next week. We want to see you treat your website like the asset it really is. So there you go.
See you next week.
Love y'all.